Alright, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com, and it was Loy Machedo. Today is August 2nd, 2015. The time right now is 8 p.m., 8:01 actually. Alright, now the topic that I want to discuss today is what most of these kids nowadays and a few adults seem to be repeating or sharing with each other on Facebook. Apparently, the statement goes something like this. Oh, I too feel like dropping out of school or / college, because if you look at it, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and so people, they dropped out of college. Okay, they dropped out of school and they are exceptionally successful. Now, if you Google successful CC dropouts, okay, if you Google successful dropouts, from Business Insider, you would get, okay, let me just tell you, from Business Insider, you get people like Paul Allen, you get, who else? It's loading still, I don't know why this is taking time. Okay, you get Ellen DeGeneres, you get Mark Zuckerberg, you get Russell Simmons, you get Brad Pitt, you get Ted Turner, you get Natasha Bedingfield, Steve Jobs, Oprah, then F. Scott Fitzgerald, then you get CEO of Whole Foods, John Mackey. All right, so you get all these personalities and all these characters who apparently dropped out of school or college, and they are doing very successful in life. So now, obviously, the logic that people have is, because they dropped out of school and college, they became successful, so we'll also drop out of school and college. In fact, many people, what they do is they relate their lives, or take me as an example, because I dropped out of school, or rather I failed in school, and I never went to college. So I think I went for a few months, and the few months that I was there, I was never attending class, or if I was attending class, I was never there. So people say that, yeah, see, even you're successful because you didn't go to school and college. Now, in as much as people like to relate this is not actually the truth. Now, you need to understand, someone like Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard Business School. So if you qualify for Harvard Business and then you drop out, fine, it makes sense. And most of the other successful people like Richard Branson, who also dropped out. Now, Richard Branson had a penchant for business, and he was so ruthless and so obsessed about business. If you read his autobiography, you'd see that even at a very young age, he was into buying, selling, investing. He was spending tons of time, not with his friends, not partying around, but rather into the aspect of business. Now, what I suggest to all those people who think that, okay, because he dropped out of school, read about them. Go to Google, just Google something about them. What did they read? What did they study? What did they do? And ask yourself, are you exactly the same as this person? There are so many variables to consider. You need to understand that, for example, for let's say Bill Gates, because he had access to technology or computers in his university, that is how he was able to think and do all these things. In the case of Steve Jobs, because he teamed up with Steve Wozniak, that is why he was actually lucky to come out with Apple. If it was not for Steve Wozniak, Steve Jobs wouldn't be there. Now, you can keep having all these examples and say that, oh, I'm just like him. In fact, people say, oh, Loy, because you have tattoos, even I have tattoos, so, we both will be successful. Because you're successful, even I'll be. No, listen, this is all bullshit, okay? You need to stop cherry-picking examples, and you need to understand this. Out of a population of 6 or 7 billion people, there is no way that your life is going to be like anyone else's life. Everyone has a unique life. So my suggestion or advice to you is, don't just cherry pick and think of examples. He didn't go to college, so even I don't go to college. No, you need to figure out what is your skill, what are you passionate about, what are you really an expert on, what do you spend time, effort, and money, and please be realistic about certain things. Some people say, okay, I'm planning to be a world famous film actor, or I'm planning to be a world famous DJ. Okay, this DJ did it, so this famous actor Brad Pitt did it, or let's say Samuel Jackson did it, even I'm going to do it. The chances of anyone making in the movie industry or to make it as a top-notch DJ is hardly 1%. So grow up, be realistic, and realize that you can't take someone else's example and say, oh, because he did it, I'm going to do it. It's good for motivation, but you need to be very realistic and very practical. So to those young students out there who are using Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Richard Branson as an example, you are no Richard Branson, you're no Steve Jobs, you're no Bill Gates, okay? Draw out your own legacy, build an expertise, try to be something in life, and stop trying to be what you're not, because there is no way in this world that you can be another Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. There's no way. Be realistic. If you are going to be Steve Jobs, you should be in the Silicon Valley right now. You should be inventing. You should have a startup company. And if you have none of those, stop dreaming. Be realistic. Start your life. Do something worthwhile and get off the couch. Get off your parents' charity. And then I agree that you'll do something. Loy from LoyMachedo.com and who's LoyMachedo.com. Speaking to all these youngsters who talk all this bullshit about Steve Jobs did it, Bill Gates did it. They dropped out of college, so even I'll drop out. No, it doesn't work out that way. Any other questions? Let me know. These are my views because this is my channel. Any comments? Put it down below. And love to hear from you. Goodbye for now.